Nike has really been hyping up its two new foams this year, ZoomX and React. But what's the difference between the two, and is the Epic React or the Peg Turbo better for you? Let's answer those questions for you, starting with the foam. ZoomX has only been seen in racing flats, the Vaporfly Elite, and the 4%, but the Pegasus Turbo is the first daily trainer to incorporate the foam. React, on the other hand, debuted with the Epic React and has followed by the Odyssey React and Legend React, which allow people to try the new foam at reasonable price points. So ZoomX is firm and responsive, while React is soft and protective. With the ZoomX you get 85% energy return, and with React it's 13% more energy return than Lunarlon. And yes, these are pretty much just marketing terms, but there is a little bit of science behind them in that they essentially lose less energy. ZoomX is firm and springy, while React is soft and bouncy. And ZoomX is not the most durable, and React doesn't break down as easily. ZoomX is only in two models, one of which is the expensive and elusive Vaporfly 4%. React is offered in 3 models currently, with many more to come. So, in summary, React is longer lasting and softer, and will become Nike's new standard. ZoomX, on the other hand, is lighter and more responsive, but is reserved for those more expensive shoes. So now that you know a little bit about the differences between the two foams, let's talk about the shoes that go with them. So the Peg Turbo was released not too long ago, and it's like the Peg 35 mixed with the Vaporfly with a little bit of Epic React thrown in there. So I've done a full review on the Epic React, but if you haven't seen it, which you should, essentially it has a very sock-like, barely noticeable upper, and has a nice mix of bounce and softness. The Peg Turbo's upper is a mixture of fly mesh and fly wire. Its midsole, though, is where it gets a little confusing. The top half is ZoomX, and then it goes into a ZoomX core, but the bottom half is a layer of React that encapsulates that ZoomX core. Confusing, right? Luckily, Rolos from Twitter made a couple of graphics for us to help demonstrate it. You can see that it's probably about maybe 70% ZoomX and maybe 30% React, and those are just random guesses. The reason it has that is to add a little bit more durability and stability to the ZoomX. For the outsole, you get a nice spread of waffle pentagonal lugs with some exposed React in the middle. This shoe is $180 and it comes in at 8.4 ounces and a men's size 10. The Epic React has a very minimal fly knit upper. The midsole is 100% React. And for the outsole, there's some crystal rubber on the forefoot and on the heel. And this shoe comes in at $150 and 8.43 ounces for a men's size 10, which is pretty much the same as the Pegasus Turbo. So in summary, the Epic React has the advantage on those slower days, but it's also going to be better at lasting longer over time. The Peg Turbo, on the other hand, is going to be great for some of those longer, faster runs, but not necessarily the best at slower runs. But it partly comes to your preference and your running style. Do you casually jog and like a little bounce? Or do you go faster paces and are looking for a shoe with good cushioning yet nice responsiveness? I found the Peg Turbo to be a little bit more stable, especially at higher speeds. It definitely has better grip. I'm also not a huge fan of Flyknit, but with the fly mesh and fly wire, I got a nice lockdown on this upper. The Epic React definitely has a lot less going on though. It's a lot more simpler shoe, The sock-like upper just hugs your foot and you barely know it's there, which is good for some, but if you're looking for a more supportive wrap, it might not be the best choice. And then that React midsole definitely provides a nice cushioned and bounced ride that you just can't find in the Pegasus Turbo. So for me personally, I've been using the Epic React for recovery runs or some shorter distances, and I've enjoyed my Peg Turbos for longer and quicker paces. So again, it's kind of your running style and your preference. So hopefully this video helped you guys just get a little bit better understanding of the differences between React and ZoomX, and also the differences between Nike's Epic React and Peg Turbo. Like I said, I have the full review of this up, and I'm working on adding in the miles on the Peg Turbo so I can get you guys a full review of this as well. As always, keep on running.